welcome to the very, very first episode of a brand new show featuring Trisha Hershberger and myself, Maude Garrett, with Amy Cassandra Martinez. It is called The Power Up Show. You are watching this live right now on Trisha Hershberger's Twitch channel. Thank you so much for hosting us, Trish.
Yay! Maude, I'm so excited that we finally get to do this show together. Thank you to everyone who's showed up live to watch the very first episode live on my Twitch channel. I see a lot of familiar names here. I see a lot of people that are here from the Mod Squad and the Geek Bombers. So I love this melding of worlds, Maude.
It is the Dragon Riders meets the Geek Bombers at the moment, which is so cool because our communities love to geek out, which is why they are pretty much here, which is why we've created this show called Power Up, which is all about playing, watching, and reading. And in the course of the next hour, we are going to be chatting, discussing not only the news in those topics, but also sharing what we've been consuming in those three as well. So it's all about recommendations and celebrating what we're currently getting up to, and we'd love you guys to get involved in that as well.
Yes, and for anyone who's currently watching this live that's used to being here on my Twitch channel, I know I normally have a lot of alerts and sound effects and visual things that jump out on screen and a lot of that funny business, but for the purposes of Power Up, we are going to take small breaks throughout the show to thank those people. So if you follow or you subscribe or something here in the moment and we don't verbally shout you out, that is why it is coming. Just be patient. So Maude, when people can listen to this over the weekend in the podcast variety, where will they be able to find it?
Yes, it is going to be available the day after we do the live stream. So over the weekend, you can listen to it on Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, basically anywhere that you get your podcasts, we'll be putting it up there. I listen to all my podcasts through Spotify or iTunes, so we'll definitely be there. And if you are a big fan of all of Geek Bomb stuff, then you can actually back catalog and listen to all of Smodcast again and Fungin Season 1 and 2, where in Season 1 you can hear Trisha in the finale episode.
That's right. You absolutely can. So thank you, everybody, so very, very much for being here today. I'm really excited. Maude, should we kick it off?
Absolutely. It is time to get stuck into what we are currently playing. And to help us with that, we do have in the bomb squad, Amy Cassandra Martinez, who's going to be running those headlines for us so that we can have a chat about it. Hey, Amy, how have you been?
Hi, I've been good. I think we're all pretty excited that we get some time to geek out with you guys. And yeah, let's go ahead and kick it off, yeah?
Yeah, really quickly, if you don't know Amy, she's in a bunch of Geek Bomb videos, and you might be watching this on Geek Bomb as well as a VOD. So if you're liking what Amy's about as well, she's done a bunch of content, so go back through the archives and see her vids too.
Woo, yay! We've done lots of reviews as well, which, I mean, if you haven't seen those, watch them.
Trust us. So what's the news for playing today?
All right, so PlayStation and Sony Interactive Entertainment have announced that Iron Man VR and The Last of Us Part 2 will be delayed. They tweeted out saying, logistically, the global crisis is preventing us from providing the launch experience our players deserve. We don't know when they will be released, but it's just something to keep in mind.
Trisha, I want to talk to you about this one. How much of this do you think is the fact that The Last of Us is based on like a viral epidemic or pandemic?
You know, it would certainly be silly to overlook that fact for sure. I feel like that is not the headspace that a lot of people want to be in right now with their video games. That being said, so many people have been looking forward to this title for so long, and it looks so amazing that a lot of people thought, if I'm quarantined, at least I'll have The Last of Us Part 2. And so there was kind of this mixed reaction online, I would say, where a lot of people felt like, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to my quarantine. Yeah. And other people were like, you know what? I get it. Really, the safety of the devs and their families is the most important thing right now. And so if everyone needs to stay home and that means we don't get it for a while longer, you know, we understand, stay safe, stay healthy. And then there were a lot of people that were like, now that I think about it, exactly what you said, Maude, I don't know that type of game is the headspace I want to be in right now while I'm stuck at home. What do you think?
You say that. Well, what I've noticed by covering a lot of movies and TV at the moment, because it has been announced that I am going to be on the new Quibi show Fresh Daily, which is all about what to watch, you know, basically now that we have all this time on our hands. And I've noticed a big trend in all of the streaming services, and that is if Pandemic or Contagion or any of those shows are available, they are in the most popular viewed list. People are going to that. And I almost think that they just want to get a take on what this could look like. And I think it's so almost like gut-wrenching that people are turning to fiction for actual factual answers in this state. So for me, I know that with The Last of Us, it's a little bit more removed from it. It's not necessarily a realistic take. I mean, these clickers are a genetic sort of like mutation. So it's in the realm of fantasy-esque, or like, you know, applying science to it all. I am in the kind of the headspace of, I can definitely remove the fact that this is like a pandemic result just so I can play video games.
Yeah, Ollie Morrison in chat right now says, a game based on a pandemic got canceled by a pandemic. Oh, the irony.
You know, it's true. Just Ollie for like the good one-liners. Yeah, I know. And I understand, like, obviously safety is first. But if there is any game devs watching that can comment on this video in any way, what is it like being able to work from home? Like, is it able, I just figure being on a computer and a lot of your work is computer based, are you able to easily work from home, or is the rendering so hard that you need the professional equipment?
You mean for me or for Amy?
I kind of want to know, like, from game developers, like, is it realistic that they can?
Yeah, I think, honestly, I think it's probably less about the working on computer and more about the physical shipping of the games and doing a launch the way they want to do it. Because figure they probably wanted to have launch events all over the place. They want to put together special editions that maybe the production of whatever ships with the special edition is going to be delayed. And so that would have to be compromised. And I feel like they probably looked at the whole thing and said, we would have to compromise so much, and we just wouldn't be able to launch this game the way we wanted to. I think the thing that's got everyone a little bit scared, myself included, is that it's been delayed indefinitely. They didn't delay it saying, okay, well, we're going to push it back 4 months or 3 months or 6 months. It's just delayed indefinitely right now, which, again, I understand given the state of the world right now. But I think that's why so many people are like, because a lot of times things get delayed indefinitely and then never actually happen.
Well, this is power, PWR. We are going to be hearing that a lot more in the W section as well when it comes to watching. This is a trend that's happening. Things are getting pushed back. And I think initially we're all thinking, oh, it's only a month off. Surely we'll bounce back. And we're seeing this butterfly effect that a month is turning into a lot longer than that. Alrighty, that's the first story. Amy, what do we got next?
Well, I want to get y'all's recommendations for games.
Ah, okay. That's easy.
Okay, yes, because we are, we're in the playing segment of the show. So we're going to talk about some games. So you'll get to see right here, in between us, a little bit of footage from Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which anyone who follows me around on Twitter knows is the game that I have certainly been playing lately. It has beautiful art, an absolutely stunning soundtrack, and is deceptively difficult. I think, was it dvkJoe? Someone in chat in my last stream said this game is deceptively difficult for how Pixar it looks. Because Maude, I can't hear you at all.
Hi guys, I disappeared for a second. I'm just kind of giving your Twitch channel a subtle plug, but the thing that I did quote is that you often die in this game. I don't like games where I'm constantly dying and respawning. That's why I avoided a lot of games that like had nightmare difficulty levels. But for you, you made it one step even more difficult for you by answering a really, really awkward question every time you died. And I just wanted to know.
Yeah, that was just for Wacky Wednesday. That was not every time I play this game, by any means. No, I like playing difficult platformers because eventually, the more you play them, the muscle memory will kick in and you will eventually be able to defeat a really, really hard section, whether it's a speed run section where you need to get every jump exactly correct every single time for like a full 60 seconds or 90 seconds or something like that, or it's a difficult combat section. The satisfaction when you do finally beat it is amazing, and just like its predecessor Ori and the Blind Forest, I think that these games are designed so very well. Like, not only are they stunning works of art, the actual gameplay is so wonderful that I encourage people to check it out. If you're a fan of difficult platformers like Celeste or like Ori and the Blind Forest, then this is going to be something that I think you will really enjoy. And if you're not necessarily a fan of difficult platformers, but you're up for the challenge, this is just a stunning piece of art that I think everybody should give a try. And yeah, for my Wacky Wednesday streams, I like to shake it up a little. So I was answering awkward questions every time I die. I've seen people online eating those Birdie Bots every flavor beans every time they die. Because dying happens a lot here.
I think I've realized why these games don't necessarily appeal to me, and I think it begins with the fact that it's a bit of a side-scrolling platform game, and that is growing up with the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and all of those games, you had 3 lives. Yes, you could collect them, but there were no spawn points. So when you died, you died. So the first level, you did it 1,082 times, and when you would progress, you would have to learn for the first time, but chances are you had 0 lives to kind of do it. As a kid, I think I got scarred by that. I was one of the families where it was like, don't touch the console, because we would have to leave it on for days at a time in that particular spot. Otherwise, we'd have to start again. So yeah, I feel like I'm good with that now.
Yeah. I remember putting a washcloth over my Nintendo Entertainment System so that my mom couldn't see that the power light would stay on, even though I turned off the TV for like days. Like, I would have gotten in so much trouble. But you know, when you're a kid and your mom's like, stop playing right now, you have to clean your room or set the table or it's dinner time or whatever it is that you have to stop, but you're like, I can't save this game. That's how you did it. All right, so Maude, what are you currently playing?
I think that says a lot about what I've just confessed then. I'm playing Animal Crossing at the moment. It is my form of meditation because everything is going to shit, kind of, and this is a really trying time. So when I go into Animal Crossing and the only thing expected of me is to catch some butterflies and do some fishing and decorate my house, that just is such a zen. And I've called my village Chillville, because that's all I want to do. I just want to chill. But then I noticed, because everyone played it once the release came out, and like they were comparing, everyone was so much faster and more committed than I was, and I was like running behind quite a bit. And then, like, you know, I would go into other people's islands, like Anthony Carboni and Steve Zaragoza, and they were leagues ahead of me. And they're like, let's all play an ocarina. And I'm like,
what is Steve's island like? Hold up. What is Steve Zaragoza's island like? Because he is the least organized person I've ever known in real life. And so I imagine his island is just like piles of toys and laundry everywhere.
Well, the last photo I've seen of his character, he's wearing a muumuu, which I think is very, very on
brand right now
for him. I didn't get to go to his island. He and I went to Anthony's island, and there was a cute little park area where we sat down and we were just on our ocarinas. But afterwards he was like, I'm a little bit embarrassed about how my island looks because I've been to other people's and they're so much better than mine. And I was like, Anthony, yours was so much better than mine. So I get embarrassed like that. But what was really, really cool is that people are really getting into the design function. You can create a design and then put it up on pictures and hang it in your apartment. You can build apparel, and a couple of Geek Bomb's fans have gone amazingly well in the clothes designs. You can see one right here. This is M the Cartographer. Michelle has made the Geek Bomb logo and like got the proper pink and has built out this outfit. And another backer, Marco. I'm not sure if they're watching live. Is Marco in there? He's usually pretty good about that.
Here, let's see. So not the outfit we're looking at right now, but a different one?
Yeah, there's more. There he is. That's Marco. He made Geek Bomb cherries. Because I think maybe his island is cherries. But I just thought that was so cool because it was totally unprompted. And then all of a sudden in the chat, they're just like dropping their designs in there. Because in the top tier of Geek Bomb's Patreon, I have given my Switch Friends code to everyone in that so that we can do some island hopping as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
You know what? So you are making me so envious and so wishing I was playing this game. I have not played any of the Animal Crossing series, but everything I know about it, it would be right up my alley. But because I'm so determined to beat Ori and the Will of the Wisps before Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out, I'm like, I don't have time to play anything else. I wish that I did, because right now, you know, we're all quarantined and a lot of people are like, dude, I got so much video game time. But because I have a production company and run my own business and have a tiny human, those two things take up 99.9% of my time. And really the only time that I get to play games is while I'm streaming on Twitch. So all of my game time that I have in the week, you guys get to see. The Dragon Riders get to see you regularly. So I now have, 9 days left to beat Ori and the Will of the Wisps? Like, the clock is ticking. I
I haven't played Final Fantasy VII yet. I started the Final Fantasy franchise at 12, and I loved 12. I became a big fan of Fran, if you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink. But the fact that this is getting remastered, because I played everyone from then. I played 13, I played 14, I played 15. Yes. Oh, no, didn't play 14. Definitely played 13. Fight me. I liked it. So, yeah, I'm into that one. And that'll be, I think, a nice break from Animal Crossing, just because there is something about, I think Animal Crossing for the A-type people out there, like your non-Steve Zeragozas, because it's like whatever. Oh, you're an A-type, are you? That's funny.
Oh, yes. I can Stardew Valley and like Sims and SimCity and oh, yeah. I can simulation resource management game with the best of them. That's like...
My thing is, it's like, why am I shaking trees and digging up things and planting? How do I navigate? Like, there needs to be more of an unlocking process where the more you unlock, the more things kind of like help you with it. Because I'm just like, I'm working so hard during my days and now I've got to pay off a mortgage to some raccoon. It's just like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, games like that are about making to-do lists and then checking stuff off, those are my type of games. Because even if I didn't get to check a lot off in my real life, if I got to check a lot off in my video game life, I feel real good. Which is why everyone right now that's all bummed about what's going on in the world, they're like, oh man, I just paid off my mortgage. Like, feels real good.
Yeah, no, I get that big time. But we want to hear from you guys, not only in the chat now, but in the YouTube comments. What are you currently playing? Are you into Animal Crossing? Are you all about Ori? We want to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching About Playing, though.